I've been saying it all year long. Well, actually, only the last few weeks. That this is the year for the national championship. It's going to be won by the run game and the offensive line. Hell, but last 10 years, well, we had the spread. Then the RPO comes along. Then last year, we had defense. Defense won the national championship. Well, this year, it's the offensive line and the run game. Let's see. Hey, everybody, welcome to Tim Daniel College Football Show. I am he. And this game, I am absolutely loving it. The Fiesta Bowl. I love the matchups. Now, if you follow me, you watch my shows, you know I am a guy about matchups. Well, I got paid for close to 30 years to know matchups, to see matchups, to align matchups. Well, this is another one of those. Because if we look at Boise State and we look at Penn State, can Penn State stop the Nittany Lions? Can they stop the best player in college football and really the real Heisman winner in Ashton Jeanty? Can the Nittany Lions stop him? And the answer is no. But here's where matchups come in line. Can Boise State stop Penn State? They can stop their quarterback, Drew Allar. But there's no way in heck the Broncos stop Penn State's run game. It's not going to happen. And this is the depth that we always talk about. You know, the 12-team college committee, I thought they did the right job. They did the right thing. They picked the right teams. Now, they should have moved things around seeding-wise. Of course, I mean, the Oregon-Ohio State game, I mean, that should be the national championship game, to be honest with you. But no, they need the SEC to still be in there. We talked, or you hear me talking about the Heisman being a bought and paid for award, especially this year. Well, the SEC still has their checkbook with hooks on it. So overall, the right teams were in. The I guess you could say where they're playing, they were off. But overall, this game right here, Boise, they're a top 10 team. They're way better than a top 10 team. They have one of the best upcoming coaches. I would love to see him stay at Boise, but he'll be snatched up by a Big Ten or by an SEC school soon in Spencer Danielson. But how is Penn State going to stop Boise? Well, they're going to do it with their offense. That's how it's going to happen. Because when we talk about matchup problems, we are seeing a severe matchup problem with Boise State defense and the Penn State run game. That's the difference in this game. Overall, you know, it's a depth thing. I always talk about that. When you are facing a Big Ten offensive line that played in the Big Ten championship, and then you have two Big Ten running backs that basically they ran on Oregon. They ran up and down on Oregon. Just couldn't stop them. But overall, that is a run game that Boise will not be able to handle, especially up front. So is this going to be a blowout? No, it's not going to be a blowout, because here's the reason why. Penn State has had trouble stopping the run. And here's the reason why. They gave up over 120 yards to Bowling Green, 4.7 yards a carry earlier in the season. They gave up 190 yards to USC, 8 yards a carry. They gave up 176 to Ohio State, 4.5 a carry. And they gave up 186 to Oregon, 4.5 a carry. So where's this coming from? Are they running between the tackles? Are they running in the boundaries? They're running everywhere. Now that Bowling Green, obviously that's early in the year, and I don't care if it was early in the year or not. Boise should have beaten Oregon. If it wasn't for two special teams plays, Boise State beats Oregon. And is Boise the number one seed? They're undefeated. And Oregon, more than likely, has one loss to Boise. But, ifs. The bottom line is that when we're looking at the run game of Penn State, there is a level of suspect there. So overall, you're able, if you have any type of boundary speed, it's gonna be trouble for Penn State. Now, it depends on the side of the field too. Abdul Carter, I always talk about him. He's one of the top 5, in my opinion, top 5 or top 6 picks in the draft. He is a freak. He is going to be so darn good in the NFL. It's not even going to be funny how good this guy is in the league. But right now, he's got to be able to stop Ashton Jeanty. He won't be able to. They're going to line up the box. They're going to put 8 men in the box, and that's how they're going to try to stop him. Spencer Danielson, head coach at Boise, he's going to have something ready with Matson, the quarterback at Boise State. They'll be able to compete, definitely. And Ashton Jeanty is going to get his yards. I just don't think they can stop the run game of Penn State. They can stop Allard, like I said, the quarterback. Huge disappointment for this team, that quarterback. But the run game, you might have two running backs get 100 yards apiece on Boise. So overall, that's what we're looking at, guys. Can it be done? Sure. Boise is a top 10, top 5 team, in my opinion. It just, in the long run, it's about horses. It's about depth, and it's about 4 quarters. And I just don't see Boise's run game matching up against Penn State's run game. I know. Does that sound weird? Boise has the best player in college football, and Penn State has a better run game. I don't think it's a better run game. I just think it's more depth and power. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitter, won't you please? At Timmy D Football. Follow me on Instagram at Tim Daniel Football, and also follow me here on YouTube, Tim Daniel CFB. I'm telling you, man, it's the game of the O-line. It's the game of, let me see, the run game. Penn State's going to do it. Too many horses.